Good evening, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome back to a Chart Nerd Technical Analysis video. Today we will be discussing the likes of VELO on its daily time frame. So let's dive into the content. So I wanted to give a brief summary here of VELO on its past trajectory and why I still think its future trajectory could start seeing the push on to 10 to 11 cents fairly soon. Now there's been a lot of FUD recently going on X, and a lot of people are saying that VELO has been very sluggish and lackluster in price action. But I'm going to explain to you very briefly now why it has in fact not been too slow and isn't doing anything out of the ordinary to say to me that, you know, we need to be of any grave sort of concern right now. So again, nothing that I say in this video is financial advice. It's all for educational and entertainment purposes only. But what we're looking at here is a potential 6 to 7 month triangle that's been building up for a very long time. Now we've been covering this for a while now on VELO, and the way that this started, this triangle resistance was created from this 0.28 high, and we had this wave 1, this wave 2, this wave 3, this wave 4, and then this wave 5 correction back down to our July lows of 2024, which is the 0.007. So this was a 5-wave correction from this 2.8 resistance, and we came back down and created this triangle support. So over this time we had that large correction. At this point we had another wave 1, wave 2, a double bottom on that 0007 range, and then we've had this wave 3 which brought us up to this resistance point on the triangle resistance in the triangle. Now this wave 3 that you can see here, and this large wave 3 that we've previously had that ended in September, took us up to 0.02. Okay, so we put in a lower high from the previous high, and since that we have then corrected in some sort of falling wedge here to a key level of support. Now this key level of support that we've fallen to has in fact ended up on this triangle support right now, and has also fallen to the 0618. So this, what I'm sorry if you're getting a little bit confused here. So we had this 5-wave correction down, we had this 1, this 2, we're in this wave 3 that we've had, sorry. Now we're in this corrective wave 4, which I think is complete, and we're looking for the final 5th wave, which takes out the 0.20 highs and starts retracing back to where we've fallen from. Now why I think this wave 4 on ascending support is a very key indicator to say that the next point of contact is on this resistance somewhere looking for the breakout is because we've had the breakout of the descending the falling sort of wedge here. We've had this falling wedge for the past, where did this start forming? So when we put in this bearish divergence that we was analyzing in the past, so since the early September we had a bearish divergence, we came back in this correction right down to this wave 4 on the golden ratio support at 10.5, and then we've had the breakout of the falling wedge. So right now it's sort of looking like we still are, or can still validate this potential wave 5 move up to the upside. But there are key things that VELO needs to do in order to see this occur. So one of them is to hold 0.0118. Now I think this is a very important area, and the only reason being is because we've held support on it before, for one, and this is where we had the breakout of the resistance that we was under prior. So we've broken out, and right now we're pulling back, looking for a retest on that resistance to turn it to support, and also for the 050 from the wave 3 high at this local top, retracing back to this low. The 050, the golden ratio at 0.011 is a key level of support, and you can sort of see where I've got my circle on here. There's a little crossroads where the previous resistance crosses the golden ratio. So this date entails Saturday to Sunday the 17th of November, so a few days away. Potentially we could start coming back here, holding support, and then looking for the break up to this triangle resistance. I think that is a potential for VELO, especially if Bitcoin does start to pick up. Things have been a bit shaky, but the only reason why I want to say it's a load of FUD that VELO hasn't had any sort of decent price action is because, yes, it did have quite a brutal crash here of around 26% when it did come back down to its key support at 10.5. But since that, it did also have, from, where was this, the 4th of November, over the space of a week, it rallied up 50%. So it's not like VELO didn't provide any necessary returns. It did. And what it did was pump up to a key level of resistance that it's been at before. So it's just being rejected a previous level of resistance. okay? But what we've done is broken out of the descending resistance of the falling wedge, and we're now back testing it for support that could potentially be up till Sunday and looking to hold it for continuation of the trend. So I think that's the bullish scenario right now for us, guys. I think that if we hold support on 0.0118, then we're looking for continuation here back to this triangle resistance that we've been in for six months. So again, I can understand the frustration, but there's nothing in the charts here that's saying really and truly that we're in any sort of serious trouble for now. And I just wanted to reassure that to some people. Now, there's one more thing I wanted to show you before I go. Key things to take away from this bit of the chart here: 050 at 0.011 is the key level of support to hold on this mini crossroads, and below that we have the 0618, which is our local low, and I believe this wave 4 correction before the impulsive wave 5. So if we do sort of lose the 050, then potentially we could see the retracement down to the 1050 again for some sort of double bottom before then looking for the breakout. So we're going to analyze that further as that comes anyway. The last thing I really wanted to show you was the RSI at the moment and the stock RSI in comparison to what's going on in the charts. So if we analyze the RSI, so since this local top that we put in here for VELO, where we came up to 0.020, we had this bearish divergence. So we had lower highs in the RSI here, but we had higher highs in the price. And this is where in the RSI we created a level of resistance, and in the price we also created a level of resistance. Now again, what you'll notice is the RSI had a breakout when we also broke out of the resistance, right? We had the breakout just here as we broke out on the Saturday the 9th of November. And what's happened now in the RSI as well, it's also having a back test to its previous resistance that could also hold a support. So this is sort of giving the game away that potentially 0.0118 is on the cards as we decide to pull back in the RSI to look for a bounce, and potentially we could draw down a little bit further in the stock RSI before looking for some continuation. Now again, if we do start to draw down any further and do come down to the 0618, this is where the stock RSI really could start to come down, and the RSI could lose and come back underneath this level to look to put in some sort of bullish divergence on the RSI and in the price. And if it does that, then I think we might get some sort of double bottom here and then get the breakout a little bit later into the end of November. So I hope you're sort of following along here. The key thing to take away is the RSI breakout has occurred. It's looking for a back test. If it can hold, this might give the game away to the fact that the price is also coming back to a key level of support before continuing on to higher targets. So yeah, just wanted to show you that before I leave. Key things to take away is 050 at 0.011 is key support, and the 0618 at 0.0105 is also a key level of support to look for potential continuation of the trend. I hope you enjoyed the content, guys. From Chart Nerd TA, take care. Peace out.